Stitches and Sundries Fiber Knitting Crochet Podcast. Yay! Episode 22? 22? Yeah.
22?
Yeah.
Oh, you know what we didn't do in the last episode?
Did we even introduce ourselves?
Nope.
Did we? Oh.
We know nothing.
We've been doing this for a while, but we're really bad at it every day.
Every day. Every time.
So I'm Devin.
I'm Lauren.
I can be found on Instagram as Devyn_no-loose-ends.
I'm Lauren Up Stitching on Instagram.
Woohoo. Now you know who we are.
I think we got so excited because we got our giveaway winners picked out. And so we were excited to talk about that. And so we just like a truck just ran right through it.
That's our style, guys.
Yeah.
So we're happy that you're here watching us.
Yeah.
Yay. We have some new viewers and we have some returning viewers and it's just awesome. So exciting.
Yeah, it's the giveaway was a really great, I really enjoyed seeing what you guys stitch and what you guys work on and what, you know, kind of comparing vibes and all that. That was a lot of fun. So we're going to do more stuff like that in the future, definitely.
So this is where we talk about knitting, crochet, and sometimes fiber, not too often, but mainly knitting and crochet.
Definitely. And sometimes just junk that's going on.
I mean, we do life updates.
We do life updates.
Because, you know what, we are people and we live our lives.
And sometimes that life revolves around stitching, mostly.
Mine apparently revolves around birthdays. I'm not even going into it in this one. So many birthdays. So many birthdays.
People are desperate. They're like my family never celebrates birthdays, but we'll take any excuse to get together right now.
All of the birthdays that I had to go to are normal. I think it was so shocking for me because of 2020 that we didn't have any of that. And then I kind of got like blindsided by how many birthdays there are in June. Well, and I mean, this is bad, but sometimes like Jason forgets to celebrate his mom's birthday. He's kind of a bad son. A sweet bad son. He's just like, a lot of times they'll be like, okay, what do you want to do for your birthday? Oh, we'll get together sometime. And then sometime never becomes a plan. That's how they do it.
That's common though.
And it's like they always go out to lunch or go to a store or something.
Yeah. So
it just kind of gets put off.
Yeah, that makes sense.
Yeah. But he usually calls her. At least he does that. He does the bare minimum. He's going to kill me if he sees this.
Nah.
But other than birthdays, I'm reading my notes because I have like literally no memory. I don't know. I had to work in the office. I did do that.
Yeah, that is weird. That is weird.
I've been working from home for a year now, and I had to go back to the office because the boss went on vacation. So that was...
So it wasn't like back in the office. You were in the office alone.
I was in the office alone, but for a week, and it was weird to get up. And like, even though I was going to be alone at her office, I still felt like, I guess I better like wear normal clothes. Like, I can't just go there in my PJs.
Yeah, that's weird. That's slightly uncomfortable.
So yeah, and then she has like, she has a new office setup. It's so funny. She has like this little command center now because she has at her desk 3 monitors. And then behind her is another computer with 2 monitors. Oh, so wow. It's just like a ring of monitors.
Yeah, she's gone full like...
Well, in classic Sandy way, her old computer kind of stopped doing things it needed to do. But she keeps it around for the history of the stuff on it.
Makes sense.
So that's why the one behind her is still there.
She's so funny.
She is so funny.
I need to go out to lunch with Sandy and tell her she was the best boss I ever had. Like,
oh, she really is. I mean, I've worked a lot of jobs, and Sandy's the best boss I've ever had. I will say the other good boss I had was Brenda Butcher when I worked at hospice. Yeah. She was amazing. Yeah. She really influenced me a lot.
There's some good people out there.
There really are. There's some bad eggs too, though.
Oh, yes. I've worked for them as well. But on my end, tomorrow I start my new job. So that'll be fun. That'll be, they're taking me out to lunch for my first day.
Yay!
She emailed me on Friday and was like, just letting you know, like, because I've been about to call, like, what time do I show up? And I was like, she's like, show up at 9, don't bring a lunch, we're taking you out to lunch.
Aww.
But then I needed, like, copies of my diplomas, my immunization history, because I'll be working in a community health organization, and so they need to know what I've been vaccinated against and what, you know, I might need to be re-upped or boosted for. And I was like, how do I get that? Can I get that by Tuesday? I don't know. There's a holiday weekend starting. Like, I don't know if I can get that. And they're very nice. They're like, we'll get it, eventually. Like, it won't be hard.
I ran into trouble when I started working for hospice with my immunizations because MMRs when you get as a kid. Mm-hmm. And one of them, I don't know which one, measles, mumps, or rubella, one of them doesn't take in me. Like, my body is immune to the vaccine.
Oh.
So I can get that condition.
Wow. That's...
Like, they've given me the shot. Because when I went to college, they gave me the shot. And then when I went to Nicaragua, they gave me the shot. And they did blood tests. And they're like, it does not show up as if you've ever had the shot. I don't know how it shows up in blood tests. I don't know the science there. But they did a blood test to see if I'd had the shot. So
you're one of the reasons that everybody else gets vaccinated.
Yeah.
Because you literally can't. So that was fun. So then I called and got them, and they're like, all we have, because I always get my flu shot through work, or I just go to Walgreens or something. I've had my flu shot for like 10, 12 years, something like that. Like, consistently have my flu shot. But it's not on my records, because I just walk into Walgreens and get it. But they were like, all we have is like 2 flu shots and your history when you were 5. And I'm like, well, that's what I got, so we'll just take that in.
And then you'll get new.
And then I'll get.
You'll have to get new, probably.
Yeah.
Because it'll be like probably everything you have to get to live on campus at a college. It'll be like that.
I think that's very similar. Yeah. So like my TB, I'm sure needs boosted. Is it MRSA? Like all those, like get them up there.
All those things.
But
I don't know.
So that was fun. And then they're like, I mean, everybody's so nice at this new job. I'm a little like, I don't know how to deal with so many nice people. Like my past 2 jobs have been kind of shitty since December. Like, I went into a job, horrific job, had to get out, so I just took the first job that would get me out of there. And it's been fine, but like nobody's.
They're not like friendly, like
no
approachable friendly. They're not mean. They're not out to get her.
Exactly.
But they're just not like people you can be friends with.
Yeah, they especially like the first month.
Or colleagues
was really. Like nobody spoke. Nobody spoke, and I'm a chatterbox, and everybody's like got their heads down, just doing the work. They weren't being rude or anything.
But not only do they not speak, they don't wear headphones, and you can't wear headphones. Like that was weird.
It was weird and then like it was bizarre. So eventually we all warmed up to each other, but it took like 3 months.
Yeah.
To get to like, what I would consider like work colleagues. Mm-hmm. And I was like, but by that time I'd already had another job lined up, and everybody's like, we're so excited to come work with you, and we're gonna get this set up, and we're gonna be on this team together. And I'm like, oh, everybody's so friendly.
Oh, that's really exciting, Lauren.
So it's been, and everybody I've also, because I had the really bad job experience, I have been vetting like crazy. I'm like, somebody that works at such and such. What are they like? What's the whole work? Give me a whole work environment breakdown. And everybody's like, everybody is so nice and really chill and really like, just there to do good stuff for the community. And I'm like, okay,
this is the place you need to be.
I don't know if you remember. I won't say names. People we went to high school with work there now, and I'm like,
that'll be interesting.
It'll be interesting because I was a ghost in high school.
Yeah,
or I was having a mental breakdown. So it'll be interesting to see people that I haven't seen since then.
That'll be cool.
It'll be fun. So that's been my ongoings lately. I'm gonna get my hair cut tonight. Look, it's all long and shaggy and weird.
I don't see it. You're so crazy. So anyway, this is a knitting podcast and a crochet podcast and all that.
Yes.
I have finishes.
Because you've been busy.
I have been busy. So I've been on this kind of like hat venture where I'm trying to master the knitted hat. I've been knitting for a very long time, and I have always sucked at hats. Like, my hats come out too big, or after the first wash, they're too big. And that is very frustrating. I am winning. So I will show you.
Oh, I love
this hat. I mean, I very, like, vaguely followed a pattern. I downloaded, and I will credit it in our stuff below. I don't remember the name of it. But I literally looked at a pattern just to get an idea of a stitch count, and then I just didn't do anything else in the pattern.
I mean, hats, like you do so many rows, decrease.
Yeah, I mean, so these are the same, like, what I was trying to figure out was, stitches for my head versus Jason's, because Jason has a massive noggin. And my head is not so big, and all of my hats are too big, and Jason's hats, most of the ones I've knit for him have come out a little small or a little short. Short is the problem too. So I'm working on getting through that.
I love the black mohair with this green underneath. This green just peeks out.
It looks
has that really nice halo. Like,
it's nice really nice. I'm very happy with how this hat came out. I'm
putting in commissions for a couple. I'll pay you.
So what I did was, this is 3 inches of ribbing on this hat, and on this hat, I'm just going to talk about them at the same time because there's no point.
Right.
They're pretty well the same. I did one thing different on this one. 2 things different. I did a twisted rib instead of a regular rib. And then I added a purl row before the color change, just because I like a purl row before a color change. I think it makes the color change blendy.
Yeah, it definitely feels like you can, if you're not paying attention, you might think that, oh, it's the same, but this really draws the eye.
Yeah.
Like, this is a finish. This is different. And it makes this change look really intentional and really nice.
And I just used stash yarn for that hat. That is, last year during COVID, I bought yarn from Fiber Depot just as a, like, hey, I want to support my LYS. And I just bought this blue mohair. And I just had it for a while, didn't know what to do with it. And finally, I was feeling like a hat. And I love my mohair hat, but it's too big. And I was like, let me try this again. So I started with this hat. I knit this one, and I'm like, oh, it came out perfect for my head. And I washed it, and it didn't stretch out. And I'm like, oh, this is great. So then I was like talking to Jason. He's like, well, that's so soft. I want one. So I'm like, okay. So I do not have a very big stash of colors for men.
Yeah.
And so this yarn has now been used in, this is the 3rd project. And I have 10 grams left, which I need 40 to do a hat this size. But I have 30 grams of a black. So I'm just going to stripe them. And that will blend well, because the other hat I did, the one I did for Neil in the last episode, I blended the same 2 colors together, the black and that green, and it looked really, really nice together. So I'm going to do that.
That is so pretty. And like you said, really masculine. It came out really nice.
It does. It looks really nice. And Jason loved this, and I loved this one. And what I did, I think this has 90 stitches. I wrote down in a book, so I didn't have to try to remember up here. And I didn't bring that book with me. But I think there's like 90 stitches, and then I just did a twisted rib, and then I knit until the whole hat measured, I believe, 8 inches. And then I did knit 2 togethers to decrease. And my decrease is nothing special. Like, sometimes, like, people make a cute little design at the top, but I mean, like, it just, it doesn't look sloppy. That's all I did.
It's functional.
Yeah. So it's not a cute little design at the top. It doesn't have, like, sometimes you get that swirly deuter going on at the top, and that looks really cute, but I just didn't do that. So,
well, I mean, for sort of self-drafted pattern, I mean, you just need
what I want to do is just try to kind of, so, like, with knitting, I know a lot of people who do socks, they talk about, like, they have, oh, this is my vanilla sock pattern, or something, and it's just what they do to get a sock that fits their foot. Well, I was trying to do the same thing in hats for myself and Jason.
Right.
So now I have, and this will work for DK weight yarn, this setup. So I should be able to do that. And I'm pretty excited. Great. And then I have another finish that I already gave away because the birthday happened. My nephew had his birthday this Saturday. Gosh, I was like, I was just there. Yeah, so it was Saturday, and I kind of, like, it crept up on me. Like, I knew I had all these birthdays, and I kind of just, like, wasn't prepared and didn't really have a gift. And I'm like, oh crap, well, what can I do? I'll make him a hat. And I'm like, okay, I gotta find some yarn. So I found yarn that I had left over from when I knit Jason a hat and scarf set, and I paired them together, and they did this really cool, like, color block. And I used Loop Fiber Studio yarns, and I knit the Bankhead hat by Susie Gourlay, or Gowerly, I don't know how to say it.
But that's another, like, really great...
That's my... It's a staple hat pattern. It really is. For worsted weight yarn, it's a really great hat pattern. And I've knit that hat in 3 days. I knit this in, 2 evenings. So, and then this one took a little longer because it is long. It is longer. I think this hat I only did to 7 inches, and this one I did to 8 for Jason's. Or I might have taken this one to 8.5 because
he's a big.
I have knit him hats where his ears poke out, and I don't like that.
Yeah.
So, those are my finishes, and then I have whips.
Woohoo!
And I have mohair in my eyes now.
Yeah, the mohair is like floating around.
I'm just like, let me do this a little bit too. So, I'm really happy with the hats though. They came out great. And Owen, as soon as he opened his gift, he just like, boom, put the hat on.
That's awesome.
It's really good. It was really good. I've knit for people as gifts, and sometimes it's like, you know?
Oh,
yeah.
Thanks.
And I wasn't sure. I wasn't sure what to expect because I've never knit Owen anything. And sometimes when you give kids clothes, it's less exciting. But he was very, very excited, and he did have to choose because his parents got him a dirt bike, and he had to take his hat off to put his helmet on. And so he's like, I guess I'll take my hat off. It was really cute. Yeah.
That is good. Well, you've knit stuff for his cousins, though, right?
Mm-mm.
No?
Mm-mm.
Oh, I thought you did the bicycle hat and not.
It's like separate family.
Separate family.
Yeah. So I have knit so on my dad's side of the family, I have knit for my cousins there. But I guess they're not really Owen's cousins because it's my...
Yeah. It's your sisters.
Yeah, my sisters through my mom's side of the family because we have different dads.
Yeah.
So yeah.
But,
awkward family relations.
I was thinking like, oh, he sees all his cousins with these great hats.
No.
But no, he was just straight up excited.
No, he was just very excited. Yeah, so it was a very good feeling. And then at the party, I had a girl ask me if I would knit her son a hat, and I said, if you buy the yarn, I will knit the hat.
That's awesome.
So,
boom.
I'm now stacking hat requests.
Hey, hats are nice because, like you said, 2 evenings and you got something done.
The problem is, right now, I'm having the hatspirations. And, give me like 2 weeks, and I'm probably not going to be in the hatspiration mode. Because when I'm in the mood, I can just through something. And then when I'm not in the mood, I'm like, oh, that obligation knit has been around for 6 months of weighing on me, causing me anxiety and stress. But anyway, that's my finishes. I have whips. Do you have whips?
2 whips and an acquisition, we'll call it.
Okay, I have 3 whips and an acquisition.
Do you want me to do a whip first?
Sure.
All right. So let's do this one. Because this one's really coming along.
I'm actually going to finish my tea. What?
This is... This is the Sum of Its Parts Pullover by I Need It Crochet.
And you are so far on this.
I am so far on this. So, let me see here. Get it turned around properly.
Do you have blocking markers in this one?
I have... Yes.
Are we going to pull anything out?
No, we should not pull anything out. I have it seamed, sleeved. This one's just showing what the right side is.
So here's your neck hole.
Sleeves on it. The sleeve started. So.
And I'm going to do this because this is awkward and fun. There's a sleeve. Look at that little sleeve.
And I have gotten it. Let me pull up. I've got the
significant body.
Started. Yeah. So what will happen now is, I do have the stitch markers are marking. So my body now has this like V-shaped opening that I will fill in with like a triangular shaped fill to finish off the edge. So that will be then
Is that going to like square it up?
Yeah, that'll square up the corner to finish off the bottom. So then, once that's done, and that should not be, that's like 4 rows, if that, of just decreasing to close it up. And then I will put on the hem, and I will put on
is there a sleeve edge?
There's a sleeve edge, like a ridge to kind of keep it tight on your arm. And then there's just a little finishing on the neckline. The neckline pretty much stays like this, but it will just have some finishing row on it. And then it's done. So this is very close And I'm going to post some pictures. I meant to post
next
some pictures.
episode close?
Probably. Probably. I think unless something like really boggles my mind, which it hasn't so far, so.
Well, you are starting a new job, so who knows there?
Yeah, who knows there. I might be completely exhausted. My brain might not be functioning. But
I just put all kinds of pressure on you for next episodes.
It fits fantastic. It fits perfectly.
You sent me pictures and it looks so good.
Yeah. There is one thing I'm a little worried about, but I think it's very vague, minor worries, is when I put it on, one side of this body draped a little funny. And I counted and double counted, made sure like I didn't have an extra row in there that was like pulling it.
Maybe you loosened up your grip.
I might have loosened up my grip slightly, or who knows. But I'm hoping that just by pulling those corners out and then
blocking, the magic of blocking, or even just putting the hem on might straighten some things out, pull it into place. And then, like I said, blocking, I think, will just solve that. I don't think, because it's not significant. I just think it's falling a little funny because it's not blocked and stretched and put where it needs to be. So I am really pleased. I am doing this in Lion Brand's Kobu yarn in silver, and I love it. It looks purpley because of our wall, but it is actually a gray.
Yes. And I should have, one thing I did do is I wove in my ends in some places. And I shouldn't have clipped them. I should have washed it and blocked it first and then but I wove in significant amounts. So if I have little ends, I'll just snip them. But
it is looking so good, Lauren. It's like a shirt now. You can actually see like the sleeve.
Shape. You can see shape. Happening.
Yeah.
So I'm pleased. It's definitely it's nearing the finish line. So.
Well, I have a shawl parade, guys, because that's all I've been knitting
Shawl parade.
I'll start with, this has been my go-to knit. This one is, other than the hats, and one of the reasons I like having a hat is because it's something I can pack around to all these parties and crap that I'm going to, apparently. But this is something else I've been able to pack around so far.
Oh, I love this.
I've gotten so far. So I put a progress keeper in it. So down there where that little leaf is, like, I had this much from this leaf down to this guy, and I've put all this on.
Oh my god.
This shawl is the Doodler shawl by Stephen West, and whoops, I am
loving these colors.
I know, right? So this is I'm almost done with these wedges. I think I'm on wedge 15 or 14 of 17.
Oh wow, yeah, you really are.
So I'm really close to finishing the wedges, and then there is, you pick up edge here and there's like a cable-y border that goes that way, and then you pick up edge here and there's a big chunk of border down here.
Oh,
so
interesting.
It has a lot of cool construction, and I actually reread the pattern and watched a few videos about it. There's in the pattern there's 3 different ways to end it, and I really like that he included that detail in this pattern, because you can choose to be fancy, or if you don't have enough yarn, you could like you can end it differently so that you don't use a ton of yarn. But there's this really
fancy. You could be budget friendly. You can be.
Oh, I'm gonna be fancy. There's these little picot edges that just look so cool. Ooh. Oh, they're so cool. And it should be, the picots should be the purple popping out on the black.
Oh,
I think
that'll be really.
Or
cool.
I have it the other way around. It might be the black picoting on and the purple in the background. So somehow he layers them. You'll have to look at the pattern. It's really cool.
So what what yarn are you using?
I am using Pandia's Jewels, which is my usual apparently. I'm using Pandia's Jewels yarn, and I have, all of this is in her snug fingering weight base, and this color is Howlite. The purple is Wednesday for Wednesday Adams. And then my third color, which is not in the shawl yet, is just a black. It's Midnight, but it is a very good deep black. There's no breaks in the color. And so this is the purple.
Love that Wednesday.
And there will be a big section of the purple in the shawl. So like
Yeah, it's not just going to be these little stripes.
It talks about, like, how many times you can do this one section over and over again. One of the next segments. Because you can, some people can get 4 repeats, some people can only get 3. So it will use up a significant portion of the yarn. I think there will be very little of this left and very little of the purple left.
I am just in love. I just love the, like, the fan pattern, the like sunburst or spider web. I'm just enjoying that.
It looks, so he's done his sample in a white-ish with a pink and a yellow. And that to me looks sunbursty. And then someone else did this in the colors that I chose, the purple, white, and black. And it looks so spooky, Halloween-y.
So moody.
I can't wait for this to be a staple fall shawl for me.
Yes.
I am looking forward to this so much.
Indeed. Love it.
And I really love the unique, like this isn't just a basic shawl. I've done a lot of like just classic triangles, and I'm just looking forward to something with a little more oomph. Yeah. So I'm excited about this.
I like all the specialty construction on it too. Like that's so fun.
Yes, and I will talk about. So all of my projects I think have these guys on it. These are from Tesla Baby. Lauren got me these.
Oh yeah, I got those for Christmas.
They're my little needle end protectors and stitch savers because they keep my stitches from falling off. And this stitch marker is from Sam's Tiny Trinkets. She is an Etsy shop and I buy a lot of stitch markers, progress keepers from her.
That's really cute.
She does a lot. She does the polymer clay stuff. It's so cute.
It's so amazing what people can do with that stuff.
I know. I think the leaf I got for free. It wasn't one I picked out, but it came in like I made a bigger order at one point last year.
You want to do another one and then I'll do one?
Oh, you only have one left, right?
I only have one left.
Okay. Yeah, this one will be fast because there's not as much progress on this, but I did do some. So, let me turn this around and, oh, this is the First Light shawl by Vera Valimaki.
Love these.
And I am just to the lace, which you can probably barely see.
There's a little of it there.
Yeah. So you repeat the lace pattern in this several times. Last time I showed this, I was here, and it doesn't look like much, but there are 4 rows of lace here. So the yarn in this is the gray with neon speckles, is the Lemonade Shop Toxic Hippo, and then the colorful blue, green, purpley stripiness is it's from Rose Hill Yarns, and it is the Jingle Balls. It was a Grocery Girl specialty color. And for funsies, I found when I bought that kit, I actually have the Grocery Girls. If I can turn it around here, this is their logo stitch marker. So it's really cute.
I see that.
It's a little laser cut. It's the...
Oh, it's a little grocery cart.
Yeah, because they work in a grocery store.
Yeah, that makes sense. It makes perfect sense. I just couldn't tell what it was from where I was at.
I'm not very good at showing it off. It flips around a bit. Yeah. That's a good...
That's really cute.
And then I also used, when I went to Fiber Depot, which you may not be able to see these at all, these are little heart-shaped stitch markers.
That's so cute.
Oh yeah, you can barely tell they're there, but I know they're there, and they make me happy. But they're the little rose gold stitch marker that I bought when I went to Fiber Depot to get our prizes for our giveaway. And so this has been what I haven't been working on as much lately. I'm at the lace section, and it's not a hard lace, but you need to sit down with it. It's not something I want to travel with because
lace requires attention.
Yeah, I can make mistakes with it. I won't talk about this one yet, so it's your turn.
Alrighty. So this one I'm working on is for you.
Ooh.
Oh, I have to show this off. So I'm now
I need help
significantly each round in this is now
oh my god
over 300 stitches. This is all I have left of one of my skeins of yarn, and I'm not done. I'm on row 24 of 32.
So where do I not touch this at? Oh,
you can touch it anywhere. So that
okay, I'll hold this.
It should be locked, but So this is...
Oh, Lauren, it feels so pretty.
I know. Look at that. That's so pretty to see. This is called Nom de la Rose, and I bought it from LVN on Ravelry. Looked like it came from a magazine or something. So this is what I've been working on lately. So I finished these daisies. I think you could see those last time.
Oh, yeah.
And now up here, where this is starting to block, is going to be an image of a rose.
Ooh!
And this is all now. I really like this pattern because this whole section is now turning into filet crochet. So where you build an image out of squares. And so I make my squares and I fill them in to make this image.
So is this all single crochet?
This is all double.
Double.
This is all double crochet. This yarn is just gorgeous. It is by LaRue Cotton on Etsy.
I love her shop. She just did some moody colors recently.
I couldn't get some.
I was looking at her moody colors.
And she makes this color. It's called, for her, she uses numbers. It's TOI 1338B. And I saw it, and it had a ton more purple in it. It was like thirds of this teal, this pink, and this purple. And I messaged her and was like, I love this color. It's so beautiful. Would it be possible to get it with more of the teal and pink and like just leave the purple as an accent? Because my friend's wedding is coming up and her colors are teal and pink. Or I love it. Do you call this teal? Is that what you're calling it?
I mean, sure. I don't know the color names, but I'm calling it teal.
Okay. As long as I'm using the right words. And she's like, of course, I'll just make a batch just for you. I was like, what? What? So she was wonderful and lovely. So this stuff is just heaven.
It feels so good. I want a shawl out of this.
I know. You could probably wear it as a circle shawl, honestly. If I put some freaking armholes in it. Because it's going to be the size of a dining room table when I'm done. Because each row is growing.
I don't think you have to put armholes in it to wear it as a circle shawl, though.
Do you not have to?
I think you can. I've seen. I don't know. I'll look it up. I'll learn about it.
Yeah.
Because I would totally wear that. I'll wear a tablecloth. It's fine.
It's so pretty. It's gonna be. I mean, it's gonna be significantly sized that you could do just about anything.
Yeah, it will be shawl sized, and I think that would be perfect for me. So there are knitting patterns for circle shawls. I've just never knit a circle shawl.
Yeah. And so I've seen crochet ones as well. So
there's something in my throat. Drink tea. I'm almost out. Oh, I am out.
Oh no. Oh no. Drink droplets. See if that helps.
Oh my god.
So yeah. So it is coming along. Each round is over 300 stitches now, and we're only growing.
So I asked her if she knew the stitch count, but because it's a chart, she doesn't have the stitch count.
I could count it up, and I did.
No,
I
don't
did
do that. That's
somewhere back here, and it was like each. So there are 8 wedges to this. It's like gonna end up being an octagon when it's done, and about here, each wedge was 68 stitches. So multiply that by 8, and then go up.
I really appreciate this. You're kind of awesome.
Well, I mean, I freaking love doing this shit, so it's not a huge hardship, and I get to have a cute, wonderful thing that I get to contribute to your wedding decor, and so I'm excited. I'm excited for your wedding. I'm excited to finish things and give gifts because that's my favorite thing. So yeah, I said I was on row 24. In my book, this is my magic book. I talked about it in our floss tube, but I keep all the little things, and I get to like mark when I work on it.
That's so cute. Oh, right. I have one more whippy. Set this over there and just... Oof.
One more in this.
Okay. So this shawl is tangled around everything. This is Marvelous by Leslie Ann Robinson. There is a stitch along by the group A Place to Cal Your Own. I found them I saw the announcement on Instagram, but the stitch along is really happening on Ravelry. So I've posted a few updates in there. But I'm in the brioche, guys. I'm in the brioche. Look at that. And so this will be my 3rd shawl with brioche, and I am loving these colors together. I was gorgeous. A little nervous about how closely they would go, but the white pops. The white
is
white
totally
enough.
Pops, yeah.
Because that white does have the speckles of the blue in it, that the blue has in it, but it's
the
not
blue is
much.
much more saturated. The blue is much more, like, it's giving it a good background to work off of.
So it is coming along. I am about halfway through this next section. And then after this section, there's another, like, garter section with the lace geometric shapes here. And then there's another brioche section, and I think one more lacy.
I like how, I want to call this sharp. Like, it is like got these really nice geometric shapes. It's a really pointed triangle. It's not soft. It's a much more, I don't want to use the word clean because that's not the right word, but it's a sharp piece. I like it. I like it a lot.
The other triangle I did, the one Morning Dew Studio had, that's a sharp triangle.
Yeah.
It's a very, like, clean triangular shape.
Yeah. Gorgeous. This brioche is just, look at that pop, guys. This looks like a China tea set. It's just so perfect.
I need to look up, I forgot to look up the colors, guys. I have it in a book, and my book, I spilled water on it, and so I laid it out to dry, and then I forgot to get in it and look at it. I'm a disaster. I spilled, like, okay, so you know, like, those big, like, cups?
Yeah.
Those big cups. McDonald's sweet tea sized cup. I spilled that much water on my whole nightstand. On my whole nightstand. And I just, like, I heard it happen, and you just hear this whoosh as the water goes.
Just whoosh.
And I'm just
Splash
like,
Mountain.
I was sitting there, and I was just like, I was in bed, and what I did was I grabbed my phone, and my phone cable, Jason ripped off my 10-foot cable and gave me this short nubby cable, and it bumped my cup, and my cup's top heavy, and it just went, and the lid came off, and water went everywhere, and it, like, I was saving books because I have under my nightstand has a little cubby that I put all my books in, and luckily only the top two got wet, and they were hardcovers, so they're fine.
What I'm hearing is this is Jason's fault.
Well, I'm not saying it's his fault, but yeah, maybe. Oh my gosh, it's like 10 o'clock at night when this happened, and I am
fury.
Oh, I was pissed, and I'm just like, there's an entire basket of yarn by my bed too that it spilled all over, and luckily it's just a basket of, like, acrylic projects that I never work on, and so I wasn't too upset about it, and I'm just like, well, screw that, and I took the basket and just threw the yarn everywhere over my head. And then I'm like chucking the basket across the room, and I take everything off the nightstand, just throw it on the bed, and I grab the nightstand, and I'm like, hiya! And I take the
She-Hulk comes out.
I took the nightstand out in the hallway, and I was so pissed. Oh, I was so angry. I was so angry at myself. And then I walked away. I just couldn't even deal with it because I was ready to just destroy things. Like, I couldn't even, like, logically, calmly address the problem. And so I just walked away.
Sometimes that's best.
And so I walked away, and by the time I came back, I went to the bathroom, and then I cried a little bit because I knew that there was important stuff on my nightstand that did get ruined. Like, I had a letter there, and it did get ruined, and I was really sad about this letter. And I had a couple other things that, like, were just little, like, paper mementos that got just, there's no saving them. Oh. And so I was pretty upset about that, and I was like, oh, you're so stupid. You need, like, I bought a sippy cup for me because I know I spill at night, and I wasn't using my sippy cup. I'm so frustrated. So I now have a no open top rule on my nightstand. It's not allowed. But now I have the cleanest nightstand. It's so clean because before it was dusty, and now it's so clean.
I bet. I mean, that's one positive. That's how I would have to get any dust off of anything in my room.
But it was so nice because when I went to the bathroom and I was, like, upset about this, Jason stayed in the room. He cleaned up everything, and he was just like, he was so sorry and everything, and it wasn't his fault, but, like, he felt so bad, and he's like,
yeah, especially when stuff gets
really helpful.
Yeah. He's a good one.
Yeah, he was really helpful. So that's all of my shawls. I have acquisitions.
I have an acquisition as well.
And I have sort of a project planned that I don't know when it's going to start, but it's something that's been on my mind. I am ready to do a crochet shawl. I need another one. And there's 2 patterns out there that I have seen. And the one is the Dreamy Lattice shawl, which was crochet along. I almost called it a stitch along. There's too many alongs. There's, I like
cows and sows and
I like when they do cal, because the CAL has started to be taken over as craft along, and I appreciate that, because then I don't have to remember anything. Yeah. And everything counts. That's the other thing, is everything counts. So the crochet along is now over, but the pattern is still brilliant, and I love it.
So
and
gorgeous.
It's the Dreamy Lattice, and I think it's by Miho Crochet.
Put a picture.
And then there's another one. I don't know the name of the pattern. I don't know anything about it. I saw it on Jimmy Beans Wool's Instagram, and we'll just link it below.
Yeah,
but
I'm not putting a picture in because I don't know what it is.
I don't know what it is. But anyway, there's just these, like, I've seen some really beautiful crochet shawls, and I'm just like, I'm feeling the mood for a crochet shawl. I'm like, I need it. Because I have one. I need more.
Yeah, the one you have is so beautiful.
It is. It is one of my most worn. And the ones I'm looking at, both of them call for a gradient skein. Ooh. So I'm looking for more gradient yarns. And yeah, I'm really excited about it, because I've been thinking about it. It's been on my mind ever since I saw the Dreamy Lattice one. I was like, ooh.
The Dreamy Lattice hit you hard. I could tell when the cow was going on.
And then this other one that came out, which I feel so bad because I don't remember the name of it. And I didn't write it down because I didn't think I was going to talk about it. And here I am talking about a thing I don't remember.
On Jimmy Beans Wool Instagram?
Yeah.
Let's see if we can find it here.
It uses a gradient, and it does, I think it's cabling with crochet, because you make these little leaves. And it's so cute. Keep going. It's probably a little bit old. There it is. There it is.
Oh, wow.
I need that.
The Glowing Leaf Shawl by Christina Hadrick.
So pretty.
And
it's so pretty. It's so
there's that
pretty.
One. So you're between that one and the
Dreamy Lattice one is going to be my skill level, because, like, as far as crochet goes, I can single, double, and treble. Is it treble or triple? I don't know how to call it.
Both. Depending on your country of origin.
Well,
let's see if I can find the
designer
original
picture.
Yeah.
Yeah, the Dreamy Lattice one is really cute. And they're I don't know, I've got the crochet bug.
It's a good bug. Especially with these I think these gradient ones really pop with that style. They
do. I mean, I'm doing my wedding shawl is a knit gradient shawl. And I'm just really digging gradients right now. I don't know what's going on. They're so easy. You get all the colors without having to weave in ends. That's the thing. That's the thing that's so great about them. But yeah, I've kind of had a few shawls just like be on my mind that have been crochet that I've been watching come out, and I'm like, ooh. I mean the Dreamy Lattice one, it did hit me hard, but man, that freaking glowing leaf one, oh, Warren, I've looked at all the people who've done that.
Yeah, that glowing leaf one is.
But I'm worried about my skill level, because I feel like I can do the Dreamy Lattice.
I definitely think you could do. Okay, I can't find the original design one, but like there's somebody's version of the Dreamy Lattice. And
it just kind of has, like, I mean, it's a lattice lace is what it is. And it just has this lattice lace pattern. And what you do with the Dreamy Lattice one is you pair that's using Sheep G's yarn primarily. And you use a gradient and a solid, and you pair them together, and there's sections where the gradient shines through, and then there's sections where the solid. Yeah. So
definitely, I mean,
super pretty. And it wears really nice. It's got this little, there's a lattice lace, and I think there's a little floral lace.
Yeah, I mean, look at that. Look at that. I mean, it's just beautiful.
It's cute.
It's just beautiful.
And I'm just, the only thing that's stopping me is buying the yarns.
Yeah.
Because
if you're on yarn diet, that'd be difficult.
I am on yarn diet, except for
the stuff you just bought.
It was on sale. It's okay.
All right, I'm gonna do my acquisitions real quick.
Okay.
Then you can do yours.
I'm gonna.
All right. So last time I talked about I had ordered yarn for my next upcoming project, and I got it.
Ooh.
So this is your favorite shirt fresh from the wash by Wonderland Yarns.
It's so cool.
It is very nice. This is in their worsted weight, which is called March Hare Base, and it is so cool. It's a color burst color, and sorry for crinkles. I got it still in the bag in here. I scanned it up. I'm gonna do this, and so you can kind of see how it's speckled. And I mean, each colored section is very short. It's not very long at all. So then I decided to start my gauge swatch. And this is how it is coming out.
Love how it's speckling.
Yeah, I'm really liking how it gets these little, just from a distance you might think they're flowers. Up close they kind of look like watercolor puddles. They're just really beautiful. So this is coming out. This is kind of exactly what I was hoping for, just to add a little interest to what is a very basic
pattern. Over here squeezing this, it's so soft.
It's very nice and soft. It's what was I gonna say? Lost my train of thought. Sorry. It is very soft. It is nice and thick. It is. I'm surprised for the top. I'm doing it in the Mesa top by Stacy Humble. Her Instagram and everything is Be Humble Crafts. Mm-hmm. And I'm surprised to use such a heavy yarn, to use a worsted weight for what is actually looks like a pretty light top. But I think it'll give it weight, and it has all these little holes. So I mean, I don't think it's going to be. I think overly warm or anything.
It doesn't necessarily look like a summer top, though. I mean, it could.
It could be.
You could use worsted weight cotton, and then it would be very summery.
Very summery.
But with
yeah, it's gonna be more fall, and especially
it's gonna be a good fall.
I think these colors are very fall. I like.
And fall. I kind of thought that the pattern picture looked very fall. Like it's,
might have.
It kind of could be springy, but it's pretty fall.
It's pretty fall. Yeah. Yeah, might
just
be
a nice mustardy yellow, I think.
Yeah, it is a nice mustardy yellow in her pattern photo. But I'm very pleased with this. I love this taupey color, and which even still has some nice variation in it. It's not solid. Going to this black and this really beautiful cornflower blue, which our lights are picking up nicely. So that's really pretty. I'm pleased.
Very nice.
I'm pleased.
I'm excited for you to get more crochet garments.
I did not get gauge, so I have to go down a hook size. And I have to go down a hook size, but increase my stitch height. So I have to go smaller this way, taller this way.
How do you do that? Looser?
No, it's, so stitch height, so I found this out since I've messed around with trying to get gauge 100 times. So stitch width is determined by your hook. Mm-hmm. Stitch height is determined by how much you pull up every time you make a stitch. So I have to stitch the same tension, but pull up a little higher on stitches, and just get into that rhythm of being a little taller than my natural stitches. So I'll play around with gauge for a little while.
Yeah, no. Gauge is frustrating.
And the reality is, this is a top that can be stitched to any length. It's just go to your desired length. So my stitches being a little short doesn't really matter.
The only place that affects like a lot of things with knit is the shoulders.
Is the shoulders and the sleeve, the length of your whole armhole.
Yeah, so. Like where that armpit hole is gonna hit you, because like if you're off too much, you can end up putting your armpit down here. Yeah, which will give you like a bunch of fabric right here, and you could end up with a hole, and the armpit starts here, and your arm hurts every time you put it in there. Yeah, that's if you're too tight. That's no fun. I'm usually too loose, so I end up with the fabric. Oh. I have the fabric, yeah. It'll be interesting. So, I'm excited. I really like that yarn. I got it at the Kanawha City Yarn Shop in Charleston, West Virginia, and it's super great. It is very soft. All right, what you got? I have luxury yarns. So, I was on Etsy, and Etsy's really bad for a person who's supposed to be on a yarn diet. Oh my gosh. But, whatever. In our last episode, I was listening to it as I did show notes, and I'm like, oh, I talked about buying yarn, so it's not so bad that I did actually cave and buy yarn, but I bought from a completely different shop than the one I talked about in the last episode. And see what kind of fun notions you got with it. Oh, it's just like some buttons. I don't know why I came with buttons. All right. Show it off. Show it off. Okay. Aww. So it is just a basic gray, but this fiber is lace weight, 656 yards, fine lamb's wool, 95% fine lamb's wool, 5% cashmere, and the color is feather gray, and it is from Swoon Fiber, and they just had a pretty...
Swoon is right.
Yeah. Oh, Swoon. And it is so dreamy soft. I have knit with a lot of soft yarn, and this is like, oh my god, feathery soft. It is so sweet. I can't wait.
It is.
I have planned loosely, I want to do, and I can't believe I'm saying this, I want to do a rectangular scarf. One of those long, lacy, rectangular scarves. Ooh. So breathy and dreamy in that, and I think it is going to be amazing.
It'll be like spider silk in your hand. Oh my god.
It's so nice. And then, because I'm a crazy person, and I had to be like, oh, if I can't just order one skein, I ordered two. And
ooh, look at that emerald.
This is a yak silk, also from Swoon Fiber. Excuse me. And it is 231 yards. I'm not sure if it's DK or fingering. It doesn't say. And I didn't think I saw it on the, maybe it was on the website. Who knows? I probably didn't pay attention. Yeah. But 231 yards, I wanted two skeins because that gives me enough yardage to do something with.
Yeah. No.
Even though there's no plan for this. I can't. Oh, it's
stash acquisitions, man.
Oh, it's so pretty. And I have been eyeing yak yarn for such a long time. I've seen a lot of dyers start working with yak, and it is, I've even felt it at Fiber Fests, but it's usually very expensive, and I really appreciate that Swoon Fiber had a nice little, it was like 20% off sale, so I mean
that's not bad.
It's a pretty good sale when it comes to the yarn. The indie dyers, I don't usually see them go too far above 20 or 25% off, so it was really nice, and I was very excited. I can't wait to do something. I'm really digging that like green color apparently, because I was going through my favorites on Etsy, and like every skein of yarn that I've favorited recently has been like emeraldy,
some
jaded
some
green,
shade of teal green.
Yeah. And I'm apparently taking a dive away from the pinks and going towards the tealy green blues.
I think it's because you're wedding planning, and that's one of your wedding colors, and so it's just in your mind. You're like thinking about it.
Like, it's like this, you know, like I don't know. It's just that color, but oh, it's so soft. Summer. Can't wait to do something with that. Yes. I've been looking at patterns, but I've made no decisions. Yeah.
Well, you can't wait. You're gonna find something special for you.
Yeah. I also struggle to be the person, like you and I shop very differently for yarn.
Oh, definitely.
You buy for pattern. You do not just like buy yarn.
Yeah.
But I am like, that's pretty. I need it. I will use it. And so I have some yarn.
I think I'm like that with fabric. But one of the things that stops me from just buying yarn when I see it is space. Mm-hmm. I have nowhere to store it, that it would not get covered in cat hair. Mm-hmm. Like, there's no, like, you have a nice space for your stash. I don't have that. And so, fabric I can fit in a drawer. Yarn is a little more. Yeah. And so, I think that's one of the considerations. I have other ones, I'm sure, just like, you know, things strike me when I have a plan for yarn. Yeah. Like, when I have a plan for yarn, then I'm like, okay, now let's look what catches my attention. Yeah. But stuff doesn't necessarily catch my attention when I don't have a plan. I don't know. That's why we make such a good team, because we have different ways of doing things.
It's so cool.
Anyway.
Very excited.
Yes, we have many things coming down the pipeline. So.
You make it sound like we planned this crap out. We don't.
Yeah, no. We have many things that we are going to roll into in the pipeline. Yeah. Like, stumble into, like us stumbling down the stairs
Like
today.
Last episode, I didn't know I was going to knit 3 hats. This episode, it just happened to be what I wanted to work on, and it just happens. That's how I go.
We were talking, as we film in my basement, which is so nice. But this morning, we had to, like, come downstairs and put some stuff back, because we had rearranged this room slightly. And me going downstairs first thing in the morning is like a stumbling, my ankles are just cracking and popping like an old man. That's how we approach it. That's how we're just like flopping towards a pipeline dream.
Yes. Exactly.
So we will be back in 2 weeks with fun new updates and maybe surprise finishes that we didn't even plan. I'm
hoping to have a wedding shawl update next time. Ooh. I put an inch on it, but I didn't feel like it was enough to show. So next time I should have maybe 2 to 4 more rows on it, and then I can show you guys.
With the beading and everything.
Yes, because I will have several rows of beading by that point.
Yes. Can't wait. Can't wait. And I may have a finish or I may have a start. I don't know. Like I said, we're just going to figure it out as we go.
We wing it.
We will have fun stuff, and we would love to hear what you're working on, and join us if you're thinking about doing any of these projects. Join us and tell us about it. So
if you also have found some luxury fibers and have some ideas of what to do with some yak silk, I don't have the budget to do a sweater, but if you have ideas for what to do with my yak silk yarn, let me know. I am interested.
All right, I think that's it. Is that it?
That's it.
All right, guys, we'll see you next time.